Alright, Florida History Hunter, we are back again. We seem to be eating batteries today. We're still at the Frisbee Park down here in DeBary, Florida, along the St. Johns River, exploring the ancient Indian Midden. And we're at the base of another live oak tree. And look at that, you got spots of the tree root that are, well, that one looks like an octopus right there, almost like the eye. There's the top of the head. And yet it's still a live oak. It's alive. And it's a live oak too. It's an alive live oak. There's a native palm. That looks like they cut it. And it's resilient enough, it didn't kill the root. And so the palm's going to reappear again. This is all just, it's all snail shell, periwinkle snail shell, and rotten organic debris. Let's take a look at this, how arty this looks. Let's come in a little closer. Be careful, because those are the kind of spots right there that you can find a pygmy rattler in, or right there on the end, sitting there waiting for a little birdie to fly by, or a small animal, or a lizard, unsuspecting lizard. And we're back to our tilted live oak again. I'm going to carefully move. This right here is dangerous. So we're going to try to jump over this. That's a prime spot for coral snakes. And a prime spot. Here's another giant beam. This one's an 8 by 8 inch. And at least 16 feet long. Always make sure that what you're stepping on is solid. Another thing that it's very important, because I last week sat down on a low swing branch like this, only to find out that it was rotten, and I went down hard backwards. Okay, here, look at this big giant bolts and stuff. I'll be willing to bet that this was an old bridge. Definitely has the signs of being an old bridge. Now we're on the back side of this midden, on the downslope side of it here. Modern beer bottles and such. Still see a little evidence of midden off to my left. Too much out this direction at all, so that means that this was pretty much wet out here, and they didn't come out here. Well, I'm not saying they didn't come out here, but this wasn't the center of activity, would be my guess. And before I get lost and get too far away from the path, I need to start cutting back in again towards the midden. And we're starting to get into the midden again, as you can see right here. Shell. And I call this a pea rock. So I'm imagining that this is probably left over when they were doing the trail for the Frisbee Park. Yep. See, this is just all brought in rock here. So we're not in any Midden, but this is definitely, look, a lot of wood out here. Yeah, it's all modern rock. All modern rock. So is all of this. This is all modern rock. Okay, my friends, your Florida History Hunter in conjunction with the Land Digs, and we're going to shut the camera off. Sit down. I'm going to take a little bit of a break, let the camera cool down a little bit, and then we're going to come back and we're going to pick up on our trail. If you got an opportunity, click that like button down below, and tell your friends about my channel as I'm trying to grow it and refine the channel. I try to keep things pretty interesting. It's just not all one subject. You'll find music there. You'll find just general everyday activities, all kinds of nice, unique, and different things that keep it interesting. Everybody have a great day, a fantastic night, even better tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you could, please. Thank you. Alright, my friends, welcome back. Florida History Hunter. So I apologize, we keep going through batteries like we're spinning through a roll of toilet tissue. Day after eating at the chili cook-off. Well, right here we have a native milkweed sticking out. Got a lot of native milkweed in here. Look at, there's another piece right there. I'm in a hot spot, so I'm making a dash for the tree canopy. The temperature is about 20 degrees difference between the sun and the shade. Whew. Holy guacamole, people. And we're still exploring the middens in this area. It says next tee, hole number 3. But I think we just came from here. Yeah, there's the little footbridge. We're gonna go this way anyway. We'll cross back over this sucker again. But look, there's a natural creek here. So for sure to be artifacts deep in the mud right here too. Kind of a weird built bridge. It's just like little short pieces. It's all ziggy-zaggy looking. Like a drunken sailor built that one. Oh, I can do that for you. Cross-eyed, half-blind drunken sailor. A little trail cutting up through there, but we're going to go for the wide path here. You can hear a hawk. We're starting to go back up onto the Midden. We're going up the hill again. And of course we can see the downslope ridge. We'll look at that one more time and give you an idea how much debris they piled up here. Look at this. One more time we're looking, and we're, you know, like 20 plus feet above the creek or river, or a little inlet right there. And again, here we're at the top of the Midden, and then we go down a hill. And right now we're like 15 feet above that easily, and down we go. Down, down, down. And here we are again, back down at ground level. Here's the 18th hole. There's 18th right here. There's the basket for the 18th. People out here today playing frisbee golf. We're in the shade again. And right now there's a little bit of a valley right here, and I'm getting a wind effect. And it actually feels like 15 degrees cooler than the ambient air right here. This would be a nice place to put a lawn chair and catch that breeze, and it's coming off of the river. As the winds come down the river, and it's got it through the trees. It's blowing this like excellent breeze out here. Like a little invasive bamboo right here. This is actually running bamboo. You get this on your property, you're not going to have any property left. It's very aggressive. It can look at all these old telephone poles stacked up back here. That's when they replaced the original poles with these giant stanchions, like this stanchion right here. And they just dumped them here, and they're just going to get left here. Probably rot right here. Okay, so it looks like we're getting into a another wooded area coming up. Just brought in stone. There's a cedar tree right there. It's not a native one that I can tell. No, I'm gonna be guessing it's probably not a native one. It almost looks like a Carolina sapphire, I believe it's called. It may be. Okay, we're on the first hole here. Now, I did look at some 60-year-old maps, and I'm pretty sure in this area right here there were orange groves, as many area in Florida had orange groves. And look, we actually got standing water out here. Here, respect the course and not break any branches. It's vandalism. Please help keep our parks beautiful. So that's cool to know there's a creek here. Oh yeah, look at that. Yeah, that's a beautiful creek. That's gonna have to be a come back and slog it. And slog it. Yeah, I can see a little canoe going down this thing. And it's hard to know if this is man-made or if this is natural, that I have to follow it from source to destination. You know, it could be a seep, or it could be an artesian spring that it's coming out of. It just doesn't seem like it's got a flow to it. So the chances are it may not be real close to a road. So I think that's going to be about the extent of how far out we're going to go today. So I'm assuming it's probably somewhere back in these woods. There might have been some houses and some barns and other. We're going to be throwing this way. Is that okay? Yeah, I'm good, brother. All right, thank you. Okay, this is our Florida History Hunter. And thank you for joining me today. It turned out to be more of an exercise and nature walk, but even at that, it's still a day of discoveries for sure. And I've been advised that I think the term's called 4, and there it is, right next to my feet. Look at that. So Florida History Hunter, and we're gonna get out of the way. Thanks for watching. Click that like button down below. Tell your friends about our channel. Have a great day, a fantastic night, and a better tomorrow. Bye-bye.